Good afternoon, Outliers. How are y'all doing today? Happy Monday. Happy July 22nd. Hope your day is going great. Tell you what, my kids are super stoked for this afternoon. They're gonna go over to a friend's house and swim, and they're like losing their minds, right? You ever have kids that just go absolutely apeshit crazy when there's a pool involved? Yeah, those are my kids today. So we're getting through it. But I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Now there's been the biggest news announcement that I've been hoping for a long time, and I'm very excited to chat about that. I don't know if you can see the glee on my face, but let me jump in here. Our friend Joe Biden, our incredible, illustrious, very trustworthy commander-in-chief, has decided that he's going to drop out of the presidential race. But just 3 weeks ago, when he was debating Trump, he was saying how he was just such a genius, and everybody else was totally stupid for thinking that he was faltering. Yet, Joe Biden's leading him off the stage. Jill takes him to a press conference, and she's like, "You did such a great job, Joe. You answered all the questions like a big boy." And it's like, oh my gosh, is this really what our politics have come down to? So on one hand, I'm super stoked that maybe there's going to be a huge landslide for Trump. Because looking at it this way, we're like 100 days out at this point for the election, and like legitimately, the who could they even get to carry the torch? And on the other hand, I'm looking at Kamala Harris, and she's like legitimately the only politician who has worse polls than Joe Biden, and apparently that's his top choice. But looking back, there was no primary. They wouldn't allow a primary, and now they may not even allow the delegates that Joe Biden had originally to even express a differing view and maybe even pick a different candidate. So I don't know. I just think this is an incredibly interesting times that we live in. That is for sure. Hey, Peter, I'm sure the politics over there are a little bit more exciting than they are here. Good to see you, David. Hey, Michael, good to see you, bud. Brian's here. Jean-Louis here. Brian says, fun times. Nancy hadn't gotten in his ear just yet, right? Anyone breathing without arthritis is ahead of Joe. So let's jump right into this news story real quick. I haven't watched this, but I did see that there's it's pretty short. It's only a couple of minutes, and there's a few people's opinions through here, so I wanted to check it out.
Nominee in 2020 was to pick Kamala Harris as my vice president, and it's been the best decision I've made. Today, I want to offer my full support and endorsement for Kamala to be the nominee for our party this year. Democrats, it's time to come together and beat Trump. Let's do this. So not only do we have news that Joe Biden is stepping out, he put out a letter. He also issued a statement on Twitter saying that he is endorsing Kamala Harris as the nominee for the Democrat Party. Talk to me, Ellis, your reaction.
It's a fascinating news. I would say highly expected. Delegates are very likely to listen to him. I think it makes it very difficult for any other Democrat to run a serious challenge, as might have been the case in an open primary or brokered convention, the kind of thing that Mark was hinting at a moment ago. But this makes it a much more orderly process. It's easier for her to get her hands on the money than it would be for other candidates. And I think Republicans need to get ready for a race against Kamala Harris.
Mark,
to his point there, the fact that they didn't allow a primary, yet they've spent years, through the entirety of Trump's presidency, through the entirety of Joe Biden's presidency, saying that Trump was a threat to democracy. Where the irony is so lost on this, because it's like we don't want to lose democracy here, but yet we're not going to let anybody else even have a chance to run against Joe Biden. And now when Joe Biden steps out, we're not going to let anybody have a chance in the Democrat convention to go against Kamala, if that actually happens. So it's just like, threat to democracy? Are you kidding? You guys have removed democracy at this point. David also pointed out, couldn't he at least do his hair for the interview?
Mark Halpern, your reaction, Kamala as the top of the ticket.
Well, it's complicated. He didn't originally plan to do that. After I reported that he wasn't planning to do it, he and others close to him faced a lot of heat from people who say endorse. Many people, including some close to Vice President Harris, didn't want an endorsement. They felt that it would look too much like a kind of a put-up job, the establishment picking the candidate. They wanted a more open process. But in the end, the logic of saying he had to endorse the person he thought was the most qualified by making her vice president carried the day. I still think it'll be interesting to see what kind of endorsement she gets, how open they try to make this process. I do not anticipate, whether President Biden endorsed or not, that anyone will run against her.
I wanted to go.
Ooh, okay. First off, he said most qualified, and second off, he said he doesn't expect anybody to run against her. I will grant it and say she is the most qualified because she's second in command, right? In theory, she could step into the role at any moment. And all of the policies that they have on, right, basically have her seal of approval, her stamp. She's co-author, if you want to think of it, on all the policies. So in one regard, she is absolutely the most qualified person for the job. But in the other regard is, are you serious? That's really that's the best person that they have to put forward? Oh man, timeline will not allow it. Would you like Joe to suspend the national election until the Dems are ready? No, dude. Well, I don't know. I Peter can tell more about us than I can, but I was just listening to a podcast while I was at the gym earlier, and they were saying, you know, if something like this were happening over in the UK, they would have a vote within a week and have a new prime minister by the end of the week. And like we just move at a glacial speed here in the US. That is for sure. Speaking of things that move at a glacial speed, I want to talk about Google, right? So Google stock here, probably one of the biggest stocks. Well, of course it is one of the biggest stocks out there, but I was looking at it because we traded Google not all that long ago, and it did just get a sell signal. So we got in on July 27th or June 27th. It did just get a sell signal on July 15th, right? These buy and sell signals can come really quick inside of Outlier here, but I would want to point out that even though you see a sell signal here on the chart, inside of an uptrend, especially in a green overlay like this, that is a sell and go to cash position. I know we've had a little bit of discussion over the last few weeks or last few days about what do these sell signals mean when we're at the top of the market. That doesn't necessarily mean start going short. No, by all means, you want to still continue to follow a trend. And while the trend is going up right now, definitely don't want to get in the way of it. However, had you taken that sell signal, right, if you were somebody who had taken it as a short signal, I mean, the stock had gone down almost $9, nearly 5% in the span of just 4 days since that sell signal. So perfectly timed. I mean, it is just outstanding. But you know, these historical returns inside of Outlier, 90% buy and sell returns here, buy and sell signal returns with Outlier. So you can never complain when you see results like that with a 90% historical, not win rate, 90% historical returns. So I love to see that. Now, let's take a look at the market, right? Let's go to our market analysis, and welcome to the Outlier Trading Room. This is smart trading made simple. Save time, make money, start winning with less risk. Now, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Christopher Uhl. I've twice been awarded top 100 people in finance. I've been successfully trading since 2009. I am a partner with Outlier, and this is my style of trading using Outlier. And we're going to be looking at the golden ticket trading strategy today, which is the 8 steps to turn profit hacking into pure gold. Now, the master key to the golden tickets trading strategy is right here. We need to see the SPY signal being a buy signal. So the SPY, the market having a buy signal. So if we go to the SPY, it is definitely within a buy signal right now. So that's what we want to see. Give that a second just to load up here. And let's zoom in, right? We did get a buy signal on July 11th. So it is still within that. Next is the market breadth. So the market breadth right now, I do have some hesitation on. So if we scroll over to this period now, and then we drop the 5 EMA, add the 10 EMA, you can see that it did crest over the 75% level and is now coming back down. So what does that mean? The way that I trade that is, if it goes over 75% or under 25%, I'm only interested in entering trades while it continues to go up. While that market breadth is strong and getting stronger, yes, I'm super interested. However, if it goes over 75% and then changes direction, right? If it goes over 75% and starts turning down, I'm not interested anymore. And I don't know how long it's going to take for that to come back. Hit that mute button so I didn't blow out your eardrums there. All right. So the market breadth was at 78% yesterday, Friday. Today it is at 76. So the market breadth is coming back down. So when that happens, I halt trading until we get another breadth thrust here, because as you can see here on the breadth chart, it moves in waves, right? It's very clear, very obvious waves. And right now it is definitely peaking and looking to come back down. Hey, Sebastian, good to see you, my friend. Congratulations for winning on Friday. So yeah, I won't be trading today. I don't know how long it is going to be until I start trading. But again, we're going to follow the plan and make sure that we follow the rules every single day, because we want to minimize our risk and maximize our return. And the way to do that is by using this master key combo right here. So that's going to wrap it for today's Outlier Trading Room. Michael says, don't you think that Dems calling for him to step down were concerned that he wouldn't finish his second term and hand it all over to her? Michael, let me tell you something I thought of. I love conspiracies. Oh my gosh, do I love conspiracies. I'm really struggling to not go down the attempted assassination rabbit hole. Like, I'm actively working against it because I know I could get all the way down there. When Joe Biden was first elected, I had this conversation with my dad, and it's all about their identity politics, right? They all want the DEI person in charge because clearly that's the best person for the job, right? Sarcasm intended. But the thought that I had, and this was all the way back when Joe Biden was first, when he first won, I told you I can go down these rabbit holes. I was thinking, maybe the objective here was to find a candidate who could win and then eventually step aside so she can take the role, being the first person of color, first person with all these different things that they can put on their mantelpiece and say, oh, look what we did. We did awesome stuff here, rather than picking the right person for the job. So I'm looking at Kamala, and I am definitely thinking, you know what, that's probably exactly what people are thinking right now, Michael, for sure. Brian says they didn't think that through completely. All right, that's going to wrap it for today. I will be right back here in the trading room tomorrow. Friday, I will not. I'm going on a special hunting trip weekend. I don't hunt, but one of my friends is having a birthday, and it's going to be a special guys weekend, and they invited me to go. So while they're out murdering poor innocent animals, I'm going to be on the sidelines drinking some beers. But you know what? I'll be enjoying myself nonetheless. So I will be here Monday through Thursday, and then I'll see you again back here on Monday. Bambi is crying. Not my fault. I'll put it that way. Not my fault. Y'all have a great afternoon. See you right back here tomorrow. Talk soon.